just scrapped it and did something completely unplanned and unexpected. So I'm going to show you both flipbooks and tell you what I learned in the process. Let me just tell you right away, doing this particular stick figure thing today felt tedious. I felt like I just wanted to get through it. I had zero inspiration. I didn't have an idea. I just thought, oh, this will be easy. I don't know. I'll just think of something in the moment and maybe magically it will turn out funny or good. But I didn't have an idea to start with that I was excited about. And so what happened is this. Actually, let me back up. One of the most common reactions when I tell people that I'm an animator is they say, oh wow, that must take a lot of patience, because they think about doing something one frame at a time and they quickly understand how tedious that could be and how long that can take. But the truth is, I don't feel like a super patient person, but when I'm animating a shot and I'm into the performance, I'm excited about the idea or the acting or the movement, patience and time just go out the window because I'm in the zone, that like creative zone. And when you're in that creative zone, the process feels exciting. But the moment that you're doing something for which you feel zero motivation, yeah, it becomes tedious very quickly. Because it's a lot easier to be patient with something and to work on something that takes a lot of tedious effort when you're excited about what the final product will be, or you have faith that the result will be worth it. Okay, so the stick figure thing was not working for me. I'm going to come up with a better stick figure idea later. I'll do something else, something I'm excited about. But for this, literally the best thing I could think of in the moment was, I don't know, I guess I'll just have the guy trip on a rock. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with that idea. Tripping on a rock is a fine idea. You could take that idea and just run with it and make the most epic rock tripping animation ever. But I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. Which made it impossible to get in the zone. And then it was tedious. I will tell you though, it's completely different when you're being directed. When you're working on a film and you have a director telling you to do a shot of a person walking down the street and he trips on a rock, there's a completely different mindset that you get into. And I guarantee, as an animator, you will 100% get into that performance in that situation because there's an end purpose to it. You know the bigger story. You know that this is part of a bigger story. It's like hard to put into words, but in that context, you feel a purpose for that animation, for that specific shot. There's a reason for it. Animation takes so much time and effort, blood, sweat, and sometimes tears, but when you feel the purpose and the reason for it, it's incredibly rewarding. So my stick figure animation had no purpose or idea that excited me, so I stopped and I decided to do something else. And that's totally fine sometimes. Sometimes you just need to start drawing something or make something, doodling or whatever, and then, at that point in the process, you're probably going to stumble across some other idea that does light up some inspiration in you or spark something within you. And it can seem totally random sometimes. Like, I finished this Stickman animation and I wasn't really thrilled with it, but I randomly at that point thought about these clay figures that my dad used to make. They were these simple little guys, but I always loved them since I was super little. And so I started drawing a figure that kind of reminded me of those clay guys, and then I just started thinking about feeling sad. And there was something that just kind of sparked in me that just wanted to go with that emotion. And so just to do something about being sad. And then, of course, the logical, analytical, fearful part of my brain thought, but that's not happy or positive. Don't do something depressing. You don't want to make people depressed or sad watching your video. And it was sort of an argument with that part of my brain until I just said, I don't care. Sadness is what I feel like animating right now, and I'm going to go with my gut. And you know what? Instantly, animating was not tedious anymore, not one bit. Even though I was literally drawing the same pose over and over and over and over, I needed zero patience because I was in that creative zone and I was just feeling something in what I was doing, and that honestly makes all the difference. I also, as I was working on this, I was listening to some YouTube videos, and I happened to hear a quote at that moment from Charlie Kaufman, who said, "Say who you are, really say it in your life and in your work." And I just, I really like that. And recently I felt really down, and sometimes I can just get completely knocked over by the most seemingly insignificant things. Someone might make an innocent comment, but it triggers some sort of insecurity in me, and I feel like I just emotionally collapse. It feels like there's so little control over it. But when I'm feeling like that, this guy here, this looks like how I feel when I'm down or discouraged. But I think everybody feels this sometimes, and I think in that state, you can feel like everything is hopeless and dark. But I've also learned that I think sometimes I think you just need to be sad for a minute. Kids and toddlers cry all the time. someone is crying in my household like every day. So every day someone cries. Kids get in trouble or hit each other. And that, like, crying, mourning, it's part of processing emotions and like getting through something. And I don't know, sometimes when you're sad, it doesn't necessarily work for someone to try to fix it or take it away. But what I find that does help a lot is for someone to just be with you, and just to not be alone, to know you're not alone. You don't have to fix someone. A lot of times it's enough just to be there next to them. Like in Romans 12, it says, rejoice with them that do rejoice and weep with them that weep. Sometimes that's all you need to do. All right, well, thanks for listening to me go off on that. I'm really grateful for all of you guys. Here is the finished flip book. I hope you like it. Let me know what you think down in the comments.